Hello guys, today I'm back with Leviticus chapter 2 today. Well, it's about rules for grain offerings. And let's start. Rules for grain offerings. Chapter 2. Suppose anyone brings a grain offering to the Lord, then their offering must be made out of the finest flour. They must pour olive oil on it. They must also put incense on it. They must take it to the priest and Aaron's family line. A priest must take a handful of the flour and oil. He must mix them with all the incense. Then he must burn that part on the altar. It will be a reminder that all the things come from the Lord. It is like a food offering. Its smell pleases the Lord. The rest of the grain offering belongs to Aaron and to the priest in his family line. It's a very holy part of food offering to the Lord. If you say it like it says on top, like you get the finest flour, make it with incense and no yeast, and then give it to the priest, and the priest does it. That's the offering. And then if it's left, the ones belong to Aaron's and Aaron's family line. So it's a very holy thing. If you bring grain offering baked in an oven, make it out of the finest flour. It can be 6 loaves of bread made without yeast, mix them with olive oil, or it can be thin loaves of bread that are made without yeast. Spread olive oil on them. So you bake it in the oven. No yeast. So you can make it with the finest flour, no yeast, and thin loaves of bread without yeast. And mix it with olive oil, or it could be thin loaves of bread that are made without yeast. If your grain offering is cooked on a metal plate, make your offering out of the finest flour. Mix it with oil. Make it without yeast. Break it into pieces. Pour oil on it. It is a grain offering. If your grain offering is cooked in a pan, make your offering out of the finest flour and some olive oil. So, if it's made, like we have 2 right now, so if you make it on a plate, make it the finest flour, mix it with oil, no yeast, make it without, and break it into pieces, pour oil on it, and grain offering. And if this is cooked in a pan, so yeah, it's made with a pan with the finest flour and olive oil. That's it. And bring to the Lord, and was made out of all these things. Give it to the priest, and take it to the altar. Okay, bring to the Lord your grain offering made out of all these things. Give it to the priest. He must take it to the altar. As I said, you bring it to the priest, give it to the altar. All the things come from the Lord. The priest must take out that part of the grain offering that reminds you of this. He must burn it on the altar. So, and then burn it on the altar. It is a food offering. Its smell pleases the Lord. The rest of the grain offering belongs to Aaron and the priest in his family line. It is a very holy part of the food offerings presented to the Lord. Like the first part. Every grain offering you bring to the Lord must be made without yeast. You must not add any yeast or honey to a food offering present to the Lord. You know, you don't put yeast, and why is it no honey? Because, well, honey is kind of sweet. It might make it, it might get like the bacteria. Yeah. You can bring them to the Lord as an offering of the first share of food you gather or produce. But they must not be offered on the altar as a pleasant smell. It means don't put any the good ones, like the good smell. Put salt on all your grain offerings. Salt stands for the lasting covenant between you and your God. So do not leave it of your grain offerings. Add salt to all your offerings. Suppose you bring to the Lord a grain offering. Oh, wait a second. It says add salt because it's about salt. Salt means I guess it means about the covenant. The covenant, I guess. Covenant. Yeah, it was a covenant. Suppose you're bringing to the Lord a grain offering of the first share of your food. Then offer crushed heads of your first grain that has been cooked in fire. Put olive oil and incense on the grain. It is a grain offering. So, get your first share of your food, and crushed heads of your first grain that have been cooked in fire. Put olive oil and incense on the grain, and then, bam, done. The priest must burn part of the crushed grain and oil. It will remind you that all good things come from the Lord. The priest need to bring out the altar like the peace candle, and the priest must burn together with all the incense. Burning with incense. It is a food offering presented to the Lord. Well, great time. Okay, I'm Trey. Dear God, today we learned about rules for the grain offering today, and today we learned about how do you make the bread when you make it in different ways, and when you want to give your first things that were made as grains, the first grains that were made, that were grown, and more. And we learned a very good lesson today. Thank you always, and we will tell you forever. Amen. Well, today is the end of a video, right? So thank you for watching my videos. So I hope to see you next time. Well, goodbye. See ya.